So, this is part 2 of what if Deku ate the Sana Sana no Mi or had Crocodile's powers. Let's start off where we last let off. So this is right after the USJ incident, as everyone is allowed to go home. Izuku arrives home and goes to bed just trying to relax. As he arrives to school the next day, he ends up seeing Aizawa, who has some minor damage but is still okay. His class still asks why is he still teaching even with because of all his injuries, as he states that he's still fine and Recovery Girl did what she needed to do to heal him up. Izuku is shown yawning as Midnight opens the door, saying that they'll all be picking out their hero names. Izuku says, "Hero names? I haven't really thought of that, which one I want to choose." As Aizawa says, for them to pick their names quickly, because he does have something to tell them after they're done. As everyone kind of goes with the same names, except for Izuku. Due to Izuku having the Devil Fruit power since he was still kind of young, he wasn't really called Deku too much. So, Izuku trying to think of a fitting name as he goes to Egypt. Or he's thinking of stuff from Egypt or sandy areas as he goes with the name Zabek. I think there's an Egyptian god or something like that named Zabek, so that's what I'm going with. He goes up and calls himself Zabek, as his class kind of likes the name. After all done, Aizawa ends up getting out of his sleeping bag and states that in a few weeks they'll be doing the UA tournament or sports festival. As they all ask why, and why is this so soon right after the incident. As Aizawa says that UA is trying to be good on the public side, so doing this should help UA out. As he goes on with a normal day. Afterwards, everyone talks about how fun the sports festival is going to be, as Izuku asks them if he's going to be allowed to take his hook with him, as they state that everyone just wears. He can have a support item, but the hook's mainly just a replacement for his hand, so they don't know if they'll allow it. As Izuku says, that's gonna be rough then. Whatever though. As everyone goes home. The next day, everyone is shown training in their respective areas trying to improve their quirks. Izuku is shown in the same area trying to get better effectiveness with his sand abilities and absorption. But due to that not being a huge chunk of water, he only just he has sprinklers repeatedly shooting at him as he absorbs the water quickly, trying not to let any of it land on him. He tries to also be quicker on activating his sand and shooting it out. As he states, he's been only able to activate his sand using hand motions or by moving. So hopefully if he's able to use an ability where he can psychically activate the sand without moving, it could work. He also tries to find out what his limits to his sand are before he starts turning to glass, if there's anything like robots or heat. And a few weeks pass and it's now the UA Sports Festival. Everyone is shown dressing up as Izuku can't use his hook as he did ask, and he's not allowed to. So he's going in with only one arm. Everything goes the same, and I kind of forgot who won the speech, but whoever got up there basically said the same thing. If Izuku won, then he says the same thing as Bakugo. Bakugo won, he says the same thing. I just don't remember right now. And so that happens, the speech goes as normal. Whoever was talking, as everyone lines up, as they all start running. Todoroki immediately freezes the ground above him, as a few people are able to escape. Or, everyone that escaped normally did, as one other person does as well, Izuku. By making sure he turned the ground around him to sand, he was able to go under the ice and slipped under it. As he appears out breaking through the ice, as he's shown flying on some sort of sand cloud, as he ends up catching up to Todoroki and passing up everyone else. Bakugo gets angrier and starts shooting even stronger explosions to catch up to the two of them. Izuku ends up shooting sand blades at Todoroki as Todoroki shoots a pillar of ice at Izuku. Izuku turns his body into sand and just maneuvers around it until they see a 0-pointer. Todoroki is about to shoot a pillar of ice until Izuku jumps in front of him, slams his hand on the ground, and uses a special move called the Mouth of Zebek, where the ground around him turns to sand as a ginormous crocodile out of sand pops out and crunches the robot and drags it under. Izuku, after doing that, continues flying on a sand cloud or just speeding through the area. Todoroki then turns the sand around him into ice as he just continues going. Bakugo is mad and starts just shooting his way through it. Todoroki does run into other types of robots, but easily just freezes them or shoots small pillars of ice at them. Izuku, on the other hand, goes into the robots and dismantles them from the inside using his sand and just destroying them. As Izuku makes it to those rope-like things, as he has a kind of funny idea. He ends up crossing the ropes, but every time he lands, he turns part of the ground into quicksand to hold some people in place as he starts moving. Todoroki uses his ice, and it doesn't affect him as he turns some parts of the ground into ice as well. But to make it harder for everyone, he does break a few of the ropes, meaning people will have to take the other ones that are still left. Well, and Bakugo just flies over them. Everyone behind Izuku, Bakugo, and Todoroki state that those two must be the best in the class. As Class A tries to continue to keep up, but Class B seems to not really want to keep up. They're trying to be in the middle group. Izuku is shown just flying and fighting with Todoroki as they're attacking each other. Todoroki ends up hitting Izuku with an ice wall, as Izuku didn't turn part of his head into sand. At that moment, it gets hit clean in the head as blood flies out, as some blood leaks out. He ends up seeing his blood and just gets pissed off as he slams his hand on the ground, creating a vortex of sand to try and suck up Todoroki. Todoroki tries to use his ice to freeze it in place as Izuku gets mad and shoots out sharp points of sand. As he states, "You know, Todoroki, you shouldn't have done that." As Izuku puts his hand on his face and wipes the blood off and puts it in his hair, trying to stick it up. As Izuku states, "Just because of that, I'm gonna kill you." As Bakugo flies in front of Izuku and hits Todoroki with an explosion, launching Todoroki forward. As Bakugo states, I'm not letting any of you two ruin what I have. I'm the strongest in the class, and don't you two forget it. I'll be the one who's gonna win this damn sports festival. As Izuku says, "Really? Okay then. How about this? We'll all try and make it to the finals. But whoever loses will have to forfeit their next match. Whoever beats their opponent the slowest will have to forfeit their match." Okay. I know the tournament's always every year, so how about it? As Todoroki says, "That's fine with me. I'll just beat both of you and faster." As Todoroki starts running again, turning more area into ice. Izuku just shoots through the ice, breaking it in his sand body as Bakugo flies with his explosions. Ida is shown being in fourth place as he continues running, wondering how these people how his classmates are this powerful and this fast. As everyone is just shocked because most are still stuck at the robots while very few are at the ropes yet these three are almost near the finish. As Todoroki, Bakugo, and Izuku run further, one of them steps on something and hears a click as an explosion shoots all but one backwards. Todoroki and Bakugo are shown being pushed away as Izuku continues flying through. As they look at him, as Izuku says, "Aw, right, you don't see the mine sign, do you? Lucky for me, I turned some of this area into sand." so I can sense where each mine is. As he starts flying through without activating any of the mines. As he continues to go forward, Todoroki slams his foot, shooting him forward with ice, as Bakugo shoots himself with explosions, barely being behind Shoto. But as they're both about to catch up with Izuku summons a sand tornado in his hand and throws it at him as it gets larger and larger, spinning both of them in a circle, throwing them back. As he even picks up a few mines and throws them at him as well. Izuku continues as he makes it to the finish, being first place. He sees both Bakugo and Todoroki fighting for second place as they're both trying to get there. As Todoroki grabs Bakugo by the head and slams him into the wall, freezing him as he runs forward. Due to Todoroki freezing Bakugo, he also froze Bakugo's sweat glands, or froze him completely still. As Bakugo can't even activate his quirk for a good second. As Iida passes him, he activates an explosion forcefully and is able to get fourth place, being pissed off about this. As everyone else continues to get in, Izuku yawns, saying, "That was pretty easy." As Todoroki says, "Don't get cocky." As Izuku says, "Oh, come on, I just beat all of you. I should be cocky." As everyone finally makes it, Midnight explains the rules for the next game, which is the cavalry battle, where you pick a group as whoever got into each place will have a type of band to represent their points. First place has a big number, I don't know, like 1 million, I guess. And every other has a different score. Meaning, as Izuku got first place, he realizes he's gonna have to deal with everyone trying to hunt him down for first place, since he's first place. As he just smiles at the fact that everyone's gonna have to try and be him. As he kind of laughs at this. As everyone is told to go pick groups. Izuku says he doesn't know who to pick, as most of the people in his class will probably not want to be with him due to him being alone. As he tries to wonder who to pick, as Uraraka walks in front of him, asking to be a part of his team. He says sure since no one else is coming up, and tries to look for other people. He ends up meeting Mei Hatsume, who wants to join it on his team, not because she likes him or thinks he's a good person. No, just because she wants to show off her technology to the people. As they're trying to look for a third member. As they try to look for Tokiyami, but apparently he's with Todoroki's group instead of with... And Denki is with Mineta, Sue, and Shoji. As Izuku tries to think of who would be their best pick. Since he wasn't in the back, he doesn't know who to choose. As he sees a girl with green hair with thorns. As he asks if she would like to join his team. She agrees, but she does state that his devilish nature to destroy Mother Nature or God's divine creations is very rude. As Izuku doesn't pick up on what she's trying to say, but says, "Does that mean you're joining us or what?" And she says, "I guess I'll join you." As Izuku says, "Sweet." As they try and devise who should be on the top with the head points. As he states, "Well, I'm better on the ground and if I'm on the ground, I can turn the ground around us into sand and create sinkholes around us. Should keep the rest, a good amount of people away from us, and Todoroki and Bakugo mainly." As Uraraka says, then she'll be on the top. But Izuku starts thinking that it would be best if she's on the bottom, as he's set to be with Hatsume due to her having a zero gravity ability. He ends up asking Ibara what her quirk is, and she says she can create thick thorny vines around her from her hair. As he states then she'll be on the top, as all of them will carry her. He tells Hatsume to be in the front due to her eyesight. as she agrees. As everyone gets in their groups, Izuku, Ibara, Ochako may get ready. As everyone rushes towards Izuku, but as they try and rush towards him, Izuku slams his foot to the ground as he creates sinkholes all around him, as everyone either falls in or gets trapped and can't move. As he sees Todoroki paving away with his ice, as he realizes Todoroki's on the top, as he kind of laughs at this, telling everyone if they would like to get a higher vantage point. As they say yes. As they're about to activate their jet boots, Izuku ends up summoning a sand pillar to launch them upwards, keeping them away from people. But Bakugo is shown flying up there trying to attack him. Before he does, Ibara shoots her hair at Bakugo and smacks him back down. Before he hits the ground, he gets grabbed by Sero. As they say not to do that next time, or he probably would have lost, and they all would have lost. As Izuku says, they should be fine on top of this pillar. As the pillar slowly starts falling down. As Ibara looks down and sees one of her friends from Class B. The person who cut them down is a guy that's green that can shoot out blades from any part of his body. Izuku looks at him and fascinated by his quirk. As they're falling, they activate their jet boots, and Uraraka puts on their zero gravity to keep them from hitting the ground too hard. As they land, Mei states that someone's coming for them from above. As it's shown to be Suyu as she jumps up and throws her tongue out. Izuku is about to shoot out his sand before Ibara creates a shield with her thorns, which hurts Sue as she retracts her tongue. As Izuku states how long can her hair tendrils get, as she states to a good amount. As Izuku tells her to stretch them out into a barrier around them, creating a thorny shield around them as Izuku turns the ground around those thorns in the sand, creating sinkholes. Not many people can get around to them. As Todoroki shoots a shit ton of ice at Izuku, as Izuku uses his hand and absorbs all the moisture from the ice, making the ice disappear. As Izuku says, You don't think I've learned how to absorb your ice by now? The only reason I didn't is because I've been touching it, so my hand's been all wet. Now that it's dry, I can absorb the moisture from your ice. As Izuku says that he's going to use one of his super moves, so everyone stay still. As Izuku puts his hand to the ground, as he says, Tomb of the Pharaohs, as multiple sand pillars appear around Todoroki's group, as Shadow shoots ice all around him, as Dark Shadow protects him as well, as the tombs fall on him. It cracks the ice, but doesn't hit Dark Shadow or hurt him that much. As Todoroki's group believes it's better to just leave Izuku alone. And a few minutes go by, and the buzzard rings, or the bell rings, or whatever. As Izuku's group kept their first place band as they move on to first place. Bakugo's group got second, Shoto's group got third, and Shinso's group got fourth. As Izuku says, I wonder who the Shinso guy is. As Shinso's group had 4 people with it, as 3 of them take themselves out, except for Shinso, leaving only 3 spots remaining for the tournament. As Midnight states that Kendo's group should go on to the final round, as Kendo doesn't say what she said in the original due to Ibara's group not really being good at this one. So the guy with the blades, and some kid, I don't remember his name, but basically he can spin any part of his body, are gonna be taking the places. And now we'll go on to the next part. Izuku is shown eating lunch as Todoroki asks to talk with him. Izuku says, "What for? You don't interest me in anything at all." And he says he just wants to talk. As he asks Izuku, how is it possible Izuku got this strong? From what he can remember, Izuku, even after absorbing that lake water, could barely use any moves like what he's showing. As Izuku states, "Aw, you thought I showed you all my power at the USJ. Aw, you're cute. I have many tricks that I haven't even shown you yet. I don't think I will if I ever do fight you. But your powers are useful. So I'd say because I already have an idea for my hero agency. I think I'll call it Baroque Works. Each person will have his hero name, but I'll assign them numbers. The men's will get numbers 1 through whatever, and the females will get the days of the week, holidays, or whatever I feel like." And Todoroki, as he says, "Maybe if you join me, I can make you Mr. 1 or something. I don't care, really." As Todoroki tells him, "You want to know how I got the scar?" "Do you want to know how I got these scars?" "Please, I don't give a crap about any of that." "Huh. I'll just tell you anyway. I don't care, man. Plus, I know you're the son of Endeavor. Like, the red hair. Like, it's no shocker if you're gonna tell me that. But my question is, why aren't you using your firepower? I mean, you're Todoroki. So I'm guessing your mother had an ice quirk and your father has a fire quirk. But you have half red, half white. Are you not able to use your firepower? Does it burn you?" As he states, "No. This scar was from a frostburn, or something like that. But I won't use my fire quirk." "Why not?" "It's my father's ability, and I won't use it." "And your ice ability is your mother's?" "Yes." "You gotta be stupid or something. Like, to think even though your powers are similar, you believe it's his? Oh, you're a dummy." "It's your power, idiot. And I don't care if you won't use your firepower, because that just means I have one less weakness. I mean, Bakugo can barely turn my body due to me upping my heat tolerance a little bit, but your fire could definitely turn me to glass." "Such a shame, though. I guess I'll just beat you easily during the tournament. See you later." As Izuku walks away, just laughing to himself. As Todoroki clenches his fist, as a tiny flame pops out of his body, tiny flames start appearing as he calms him down. As he tells himself he won't use that power. As some of the UA Sports Festival continues, as the games that we don't know about happen, yada yada yada. As Inko is shown as being happy watching her son on TV performing very well. As she gets a call from Hasashi as he states how their son is doing during the tournament. And she says he's doing good. As Hasashi says he's so happy that his son is doing this well. As he asks if Inko's crying right now, as Inko tries to say she's not. As Hasashi smiles and says, "Okay, I'm trying to watch as much as I can right now, but I'll see you soon," as he hangs up. As Inko is shown hanging out with the Bakugos, as they're all trying to have fun enjoying watching the sports festival. As a tournament appears, Izuku ends up getting ready for his first round, which is against the kid that was with green hair and could shoot spikes out with green skin. As he ends up walking out to the arena, as he stretches out his neck and gets ready to fight him, showing as he has the blue UA thing not truly connected. So Izuku puts on his blue UA shirt, whatever, the blue thing, and has it like how Crocodile's cloak is, with a white undershirt that he's wearing. or t-shirt, I should say. Izuku then gets ready to fight the kid with the blades. As both of them get ready to fight, as Midnight says for them to go, the kid immediately rushes at him using his blades to try and cut him or to shove him out the arena. As he lands a cut or tries to hit him, as Izuku stays still as the blades go straight through him. They did nothing though, due to his body being completely made out of sand. He tries to do anything to block him off, but Izuku ends up entrapping his arms and legs in sand and slowly crushing him. The kid yells at Izuku, wondering why he can't hit him, as Izuku says, "Listen, I have no time to deal with you right now, but hopefully you can do better next tournament. Or not." As Izuku laughs as he pushes him out of the arena. As Izuku is declared the winner and easily just walks away. Next is... Damn it. Let me check. I'm gonna say Ida is fighting Hatsume right now, and it goes as usual. It's a win for Hatsume. Or it's a win for Ida, I should say. The next battle is between Shoto and Sero, and that fight goes pretty much easily, as he did it in a very quick time. Izuku says, "Shit, I played around with the guy too much. Don't tell me I gotta forfeit." Yeah. As a few more battles go, how you'd expect, Momo does fight Dark Shadow, but since they're on the same team, Dark Shadow knows easily way more and easily pushes her out. Then there's Ibarra against Kaminari, and the same thing happens. Then we have, as Shinso ends up walking out and meets Ochako Uraraka. As she gets ready to attack him, Shinso ends up trash talking as she talks and ends up losing the match. And Shinso says under his breath, "Stupid hero." As now we go to the final match for the first round. Bakugo and the guy from Class B that can spin his body. As both get prepared to fight. Bakugo shoots explosions circling the kid as he tries to land his spinning hits. Bakugo kicks him into the ground and throws him immediately out. As he states, "I'm not losing this round too quickly." Or he states that, "I'm not gonna lose to some moron like you. You attacked predictably. That's why you lost, scum." As he walks out. As Izuku has a timer and states that him and Bakugo tied, meaning they're both still good. As he meets up with Todoroki, and Bakugo says, "Still gonna do the time?" Todoroki got first, but me and Bakugo tied in time. "I don't care. Plus, I wouldn't want to do it anymore. I'd beat you too easily, and I want to enjoy my matches." As Bakugo says the same. As Izuku says, "Come on, you're not making this fun at all." Fine. If you did agree, I was gonna say to change it to a minute so we at least have more time to have fun. But okay. As he scratches his head in annoyance. Now there's the second round. Between Deku and, I think I said Ida? Yeah, Ida. Deku fights Ida and it goes predictably. Ida tries to land hits over and over, but using his engines he is able to turn part of Izuku's body into glass. But Izuku hits him with this powerful sand attack which pushes him out of the arena, as he wins. Next, there's the fight between Dark Shadow. Every fight goes the same. Todoroki wins his battle, and then Ibarra ends up beating Shinso pretty easily by just using her vines. As Bakugo wins his battle as well. I know I did probably skip over a few battles. I should have stated that Kirishima did beat his opponent. Bakugo beats him and then moves on. Whatever, let's continue. Izuku ends up meeting Todoroki in the semifinals. Both of them smile at each other as Izuku laughs, stating this should be fun, as he summons some sand around him as Todoroki ends up walking out. While Izuku is walking, he's turning the sand under him or the ground under him into sand, absorbing the moisture since he took off his shoes and is walking on barefoot. Todoroki ends up walking, turning the ground into ice as both walk out. Midnight states this is the first fight for the semifinals, and whoever wins this battle will go on to the finals. Izuku is excited as Midnight continues saying, our first contestant, Izuku Midoriya, the wielder of the powerful ability to manipulate, control, and become sand. You may think this power is weak, but he has shown the true power of a desert. And then there's Shoto Todoroki. He has the ability, half cold, half hot, and it's shown throughout this entire tournament the powerfulness of a blizzard and a tundra. Let this battle begin! As Izuku summons multiple shots of sand and shoots them out as spikes as Todoroki protects himself with a wall. Izuku slowly starts walking, turning this hard cement that Cementos has into sand. Jetto ends up shooting a huge ice wall, but right before it hits him, Izuku absorbs the moisture. But then he's hit by a thing of sand. It pierces straight through him, or it does pierce through him, but Shoto wonders why that attack didn't hurt him, as he laughs. That's another trick I didn't show you, but I'm not gonna tell you, as he disappears into sand. As Todoroki wonders where he could be, as he sees that the ice below him is gone, as he's hit by a thing of sand. As Izuku slowly drains the moisture from Shoto's body, Shoto ends up freezing Izuku, as Izuku's kind of unable to move and can't break out. Shoto says, "Looks like I won." Really thought this battle would be more fun, as Shoto is hit by a wall of sand, almost launching him out of the arena. As Izuku breaks out, as he wonders what hit him. You don't think I took my entire body out of the ground, right? Showing that most of his body was out except his feet, allowing him to shoot out or control the sand to a rough degree. As he breaks out, Izuku ends up saying he wants to use he was going to use his Tuma Zebek move right now, but he doesn't want to. As Izuku throws multiple slashes of sand blades, as Shoto summons ice walls and just tries to battle out with Izuku. As Izuku is getting pissed off at this point, as he yells to use that damn fire quirk, because everyone else here has kind of been going all out, showing the pros of their strengths. Yet this idiot isn't even trying to use his fire powers. As Izuku says, "If you don't, I'm gonna make sure you don't leave this arena till you do." As he summons he summons a sand wall and grabs Todoroki and slams him into it repeatedly before throwing him across. He ends up saying, "Use your power or I beat you." As he states, "It's not my power, it's my..." Oh, boo-hoo! "It's not my power. Grow up and act like an adult for once." As Todoroki gets mad as fire shoots out and hits Midoriya. Midoriya blocked himself with the wall of sand, which is all glass, as Izuku states, "There we go! Looks like the real Todoroki actually came out." As Todoroki states, "I'm gonna kill you now." Good. As Todoroki unleashes both powers, Izuku summons a sand tornado and shoots it at him. As Todoroki launches an ice wall before shooting flames. As Midnight and Cementos realize this attack is going to be too dangerous and try to block it. But as it hits, small particles of glass shoot out instead of cement, but they're very small, minuscule. So they all wondered what happened. As they see two holes in the wall. As they try and look at it, they see a massive shard of ice in one wall, and a part of cement in another wall. As both of them are still inside the arena. As Todoroki ends up jumping at him, he feels himself get dragged into the sand. As the sand starts spinning him around, as a giant sand crocodile mouth appears, it closes shut. And Izuku says, "Tomb of Zabek." As Izuku's declared the winner and lets out Todoroki. Says, "Good. You actually impressed me, Choto. Do better next time, though. I want to have some fun." And that's where I'm going to end it off today. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.